everything. But I feel really important because Donna picked me up in her limousine and brought me through the special backway entrance to the club. So except that I didn't get that catered meal though yet. So
somebody grab them some potato chips and get them.
That's right. I'm gonna start off with this song. It's called Chaffin's Farm. Hey Susie, get your things together. It's Friday night and we lucked out on the weather. We're all going down to Chaffin's Farm. We'll get a blanket and grab a coat. Kiss your mother, it's time to go. We're all going down to Chaffin's Farm. Down at the end of that gravel road, dodging potholes as we go. Way out there on Chaffin's Farm, where the air is just a little bit sweeter and the grass is just a little greener. Way out there on Chaffin's Farm. Mike's bringing his acoustic guitar. Gonna sip a cold one and smoke cigars. Way out there on Chaffin's Farm. And we're so glad the working week is done, and we're ready to have some fun. Way out there on Chaffin's Farm. Down at the end of that gravel road, dodging potholes as we go. Way out there on Chaffin's Farm, where the air is just a little bit sweeter and the grass is just a little greener. Way out there on Chaffin's Farm. Down at the end of that gravel road, dodging potholes as we go. Way out there on Chaffin's Farm, where the air is just a little bit sweeter and the grass is just a little greener. Way out there on Chaffin's Farm. Way out there on Chaffin's Farm. Starting to get afraid to play here because every time I actually everything that's bad's usually happened, you know, like the week before I play here, but this bad happened like an hour before. So. But we just had this, it's a long story, but we had worked on our van and the engine blew up and they didn't claim responsibility. So we finally negotiated something that we both could live with where there would be no lawyers involved, and so we got another engine put in, and this is the engine that's in it right now as it's parked up by the interstate.
And you know, it's pretty difficult under normal circumstances to get up in front of a bunch of people and play. It takes a special person, but when your mind is sitting 8-9 miles away where your van is sitting, it's terribly difficult.
It's much easier when it's not your fault. I once locked my keys in my car right before I played, and had the locksmith out during my break to get my keys out. And it was in Knoxville, Tennessee, too. It wasn't.
Well, that's better than locking your keys in somebody else's car. That would be a hard one to explain. Yeah.
Actually, got in someone else's car one time. I was in this I wasn't playing. I was just out having a beer one night, and I promise you, I didn't have too many, but it was pouring down rain, and I took a mad dash to my car, got soaking wet, put the key in, opened the door, and sat down, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I'm so glad to be in my car, and I looked up, and I'm like, wait a minute, my car has a sunroof. I don't know why my key worked or whether it was already unlocked, but.
And this guy came out of the bar and sat down and, why is my seat wet?
Needless to say, I got out of it really quick. Speaking of rain, actually, this is really funny because this is a great segue to this song. I wrote this song with some friends of mine, Evan and Jaron Lowenstein. It's called Watching the Rain. Here I am against my will, watching the rain. I cannot stand to be alone, watching the rain. Time stands still, watching the rain. I slowly start to drift away, watching the rain. Not so bad after all, stuck amidst this waterfall. My mind is running free, there's no one here with me, watching the rain. Here I am, watching the rain. I kinda like to be alone, watching the rain. Time stands still, watching the rain. But I don't mind it anymore, watching the rain. It's not so bad after all, stuck amidst this waterfall. My mind is running free, there's no one here with me. Walk down into the rain, 'cause I'm not afraid anymore. Never thought something so unmade opened me up so. Not so bad after all, stuck amidst this waterfall. My mind is running free, there's no one here with me. And now I think I see a different side of me. I'm so glad I got this chance to watch the rain. Thank you. I think that's a tow truck. I think that's a tow truck out there beeping. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't called him yet.
Is Harry something else or what, man?
Thank you.
And he just happens to have CDs with him tonight. Did you grab those out of the van?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And they're $100 a piece. No,
And he needs to sell 12 of them to pay for the engine.
they are $12. That's a bargain. That's right. Maybe I can raise enough money to pay the tow truck driver.
But we have heard the CD, and it would be well worth the investment.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
One of the great undiscovered talents in the Atlanta area.
Well, thank you.
I'll take my tip later.
Well, Donna asked me, she said, man, I bet you're really upset. You know, I'm like, you know, I don't know if any of y'all are like this, but I get more upset over little things, you know, like if I'm...
Like if you broke a string.
Well, that doesn't really upset me too much, but, you know, like if we're late for a party or something, or, I mean, I get more stressed out over that. If my car's broken down before on the road, and, you know, it just, I mean, it's crazy. But my wife told me about this book. She worries about me because she says, you know, you worry too much about little things. And she said, there's a book out there that says, don't sweat the small things. Life is full of small things. But I don't know. It's kind of, I think it's nice when you have a huge, you know, well, not a huge tragedy, but you can't throw that word around anymore. But you have something, a big stressor in your life. I think that maybe that is, I don't think that's such a bad thing to not get that upset about it. Now, if I can't get back to Marietta, that's another thing. I was in Toronto, Canada a couple of years ago, and actually had no vehicle breakdown whatsoever. It was a pleasant trip. But while we were there, I was up there singing at a friend of mine's wedding, and we had some time one afternoon, and we took a tour of this castle that sits up there, right up on the hill, and overlooks parts of Toronto. And we took a tour of this castle, and this guy that had built this castle spent years and years working on this castle, and right before he completely finished it, he went bankrupt and lost everything and was penniless and homeless. And there's a neat twist to the story, which I'll let the song tell you, but it's called Never Had Time. Here in the light of the day, I try to push it away. The past is a beast, not a friend, and the turmoil that lurks deep within me. Here in the light of the day, I try to take time to pray and ask for the guidance I need, 'cause I was a fool for the greed. I never had time for the flowers or the sky so blue, but these days in my life, it seems that it's all that I do. I made the first mill in iron still. I made the second from persistence and will. The third built this castle of mine. Since then I have lost every dime. And this butler of mine's quite a friend. He's gonna let me move in. I guess what God says goes. Be kind to the people you know. I never had time for the flowers or the sky so blue, but these days in my life, it seems that it's all that I do. I do. These days in my life, it seems that it's all that I do. Thanks. That song is actually on a compilation album that came out earlier this year. It's a benefit album for the Riverkeeper Project, and I don't know if any of y'all are familiar. I'm sure y'all have heard of the organization, but that's a volunteer organization that kind of mans the Chattahoochee River when you know the people that are supposed to be doing it don't do it. So there's a bunch of Atlanta artists on there. Indigo Girls actually, our Emily Sailors of the Indigo Girls sings on one of the songs, and not one of mine, but one of the other songs on the CD, and it's got some great artists. And you can go to, I believe it's let's see, well, just type in like Upper Chattahoochee Riverkeeper Project. I can't remember the web page, but it's available on there. And it's also on Amazon.com somewhere. Oh, is it Bill Kaler? Okay, yeah. Yeah, and you'll have to check out Bill Kaler. Not from my website, no. No. I don't mess with that thing much. So I had someone set it up, and it's as maintenance free as it can possibly be. But one day I'll learn how to do that. Oh yeah, I have a website. It's www.harrylester.com, and I'm actually in the process of changing my name to harrylester.com. So
I want to see that driver's license.
That's right. I'm gonna do a song. This is called "Second Guess Myself." Must have been the timing of your call that made me suddenly forget it all. Must have been the loneliness I felt that made me forget about the hand you dealt. I've been up, down, crawling on the ground. I've been out of my mind, put my heart upon a shelf. Now I'm trying to second guess myself. Must have been a pleading in your voice that made me feel like I had no choice. Now I'm watching a slideshow of my pride, starring you, the one who lied. And I've been up, down, crawling on the ground. I've been out of my mind, put my heart upon a shelf. Now I'm trying to second guess myself. Wish I could turn and walk away and never hear a word you have to say. But here I am, frozen in the night, like a deer caught in your light. I've been up, put my heart upon a shelf. Now I'm trying to second guess myself. Now I'm trying to second guess myself. Well, amidst all of the bad things in my life, I have one good thing. Besides my last time I was here, I had to get a tooth capped, which was very expensive, and then right before that, my dog tore her anterior cruciate ligament and had to have an expensive surgery, which was more than my cap. But the good thing in all this is I have a brand new baby, not a brand new anymore, but 8-month-old at home, and she's the most precious thing in the whole world. And I love to hear her giggle, and she's crawling all over the floor and getting into everything. And she loves to. We've got this little book that it's called. I don't know if maybe y'all have read this. It's called "Where Is My Fuzzy Blanket?" Has anybody read that? But I read that to her every night, and it starts out, where's my fuzzy blanket? And it has this refrigerator, and you open it up, and it says, is it in the refrigerator? And then you open up this little refrigerator, and it says, no, it's not in the refrigerator, but there's some grapes in some crinkly wrap in there, and she can touch that little crinkly wrap, and she loves to do that. So. But I wrote this song for her. Her name is Rachel. It's actually, it can be for any baby, but it's called the Car Seat Song. I don't know if y'all have heard it yet, but but I've gotten really good reviews. I've sung it for some small children, and the first thing they say when I finish it, they say, sing it again. And then when I sing it the second time, they say the same thing, sing it again. And after like the 5th time, I'm like, that's enough. So I'll sing something else. They go, they say, sing the Barney song. And I go, I don't sing anything by the Big Purple Plagiarizer. Because I love you, you love me, and we're a happy family. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. There is a seat that I sit in when I go riding with my kin. They strap me in and kiss my cheek. Then we go cruising down the street. It's called a car seat, and it's really hip. It's where I wanna be when we take a trip. I'm safe and sound as we travel around in my car seat. It's really neat. I used to cry when I'd hear that click. I used to pitch one a heck of a fit. But now I smile, 'cause I know I'm safe. If my daddy has to slam on the brakes, it's called a car seat, and it's really hip. It's where I wanna be when we take a trip. I'm safe and sound as we travel around in my car seats. It's really neat. In my car seat, it's really neat.
I don't know, it makes me want to run over to Walmart and buy a car seat.
That's right.
You should get a hold of one of the car seat manufacturers and try to sell that to
Actually, I'm
for
actually going to
commercial.
do that. So
I think it would do excellent for that.
I'm going to do that.
Make some of these people that don't buckle up their kids think about it.
That's right. Either that or sell it to the Disney radio station. Let's see, what should I do next? I can't stay too late because that I'm sure that tow truck driver is going to charge a lot of money after 11 o'clock at night. So. But
when you feel like you need to go, let
yes,
us know.
yes, I will. I'll do a few more songs.
I mean, you're under duress as it is, so.
I've actually gotten my mind off of it pretty well, so.
So we shouldn't mention it again.
That's right. Let's see here. Oh, okay, we'll take it easy. Take it easy. Well, we'll do go from a children's song to a song about robbing convenience stores. There's never a segue for this song, so it's called Montana.
It's a great song, too. Listen carefully.
Thank you. You know, I sat down and tried to figure out where this song came from because, you know, I've never been arrested, honest truth. And but my father was 64 when I was born, and years before he met my mother, he used to run moonshine up in Virginia. I grew up in the southwestern part of Virginia, and there's a couple of counties over called Franklin County, Virginia. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with that, but at one time it was the moonshine capital of Virginia. So, but I guess maybe that came from that. Maybe my father was somewhat of an outlaw, and I have it in my system somewhere. It's called Montana. There's lots of money here in Montana, and lots of dusty roads between. We'll bust in the door, then clean out the drawer, then leave the scene. There's lots of pretty girls in Montana. I know a few who'd run with me. They'd sit by my side and come along for the ride, enjoying the show. We'll take it $1,000 at a time. Small unmarked bills will be fine. Ticket from the state line the state line. My father left us when I was 5. My mother said I had his eyes. She said he left town, but I'd see him around down on the south side. There's lots of money here in Montana. We'll bust in the door, then clean out the drawer, then leave the scene. Like taking candy from a baby with such ease. talking, no questions, please. We'll take it from the northwest to the southeast, from sweet grass to Aberdeen. Thank you.
What is the last chord on that song?
Beats me.
That's what I like.
It is a
Something.
It is a E minor 7 with an added second. For those of you who are keeping score.
It's a nice chord.
I'm a student of the guitar, so if I don't know it, I'll figure it out. I'll do a song about getting older. That's right, boy. I'm reminded that I'm getting older. My wife actually reminds me that I'm getting older a lot too. Because anytime I complain about younger people, she says, "You're getting older." Or if I complain about anything, she can relate it back to getting older. But I never knew. You're getting older when you realize, when it dawns on you what that statement means. Youth is wasted on the young. When I was young, I like, what does that mean? That's stupid. That didn't mean anything. Get older. It's like, man, if I had my brain and your body, I would be dangerous. But I was driving through, one of the times that it made me think that I was getting older. I was driving in Western North Carolina to play, and I was listening to an oldie station, and they were playing Boys to Men on an oldie station. I was like, man, how long have they been out? Seems like they were just out like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they're working on their set follow-up album called Men to Grandfathers.
That's right. That's right. It's really scary. This is called Better Days. Cannot count how many times I've slipped. That's the wrong song. Wait a minute. Let me do the right song. I do that a lot, actually. I play the wrong song for that. That's a good song, too, but this one's the right one. I use too many capos. I can't keep up with anything. That's a sign of senility. Is a sign of getting older too. And can't remember where I played this song. There we go. There we go.
Sounds familiar, huh?
I think this is the right one. Little wink and I close my eyes. Have I seen my better days? A little smile and I start to realize that I've got to clear this haze. A little worn and a little tattered, but I'm still wet behind the ears. A little older and a little wiser, maybe a little beyond my years. keep flashing back to years ago. Have I seen my better days? Not gonna let this world I live in trap me in its maze. A little lost and a little bewildered, with my feet still on the ground. A little slower and I tend to linger, not gonna let it get me down. Gonna take my time and maybe I'll rise above it all. 'Cause I've got years and years of travel before that curtain call. Act 1, it is finally over, with another scene on the way. The plot thickens and the story's uncovered. Another line, another day. Thank you. Thanks.
Got any train songs?
You know I do, but I haven't done it in so long that I better not do it.
Darn, and I had that train come by especially for you.
But this does remind me of a place I used to play at over in Decatur that's no longer open anymore. A place called the Freight Room, which is right next to the railroad tracks. Oh my gosh, that doesn't sound good either.
Do you have any siren songs?
Yeah.
Well, you
really
just
want
did the
any
one about
siren
Montana, so they're,
That's right.
they're coming to investigate.
That's right. I'm going to finish off with this song. I appreciate y'all listening to all my problems.
We appreciate you coming
I really
down.
am a happy person, you know. But I've yet to record this song, but it'll if and when I ever have the opportunity to record another album, this one will definitely be on it. It's called More Than Words. When I was 4 years old, I climbed a ladder, nearly reaching the rooftop of our house. And I looked down when I heard my mother gently pleading me to come down. There were tears in her eyes, and it made me realize that she loved me more than words can say. On the day that I left for college, she was helping me pack my things. We ran across our family album and sat down to reminisce. There were tears in her eyes, and it made me realize that she loved me more than words can say. From the cradle to my bicycle seat, with I love yous all the way. But the words that meant the most to me, she didn't have to say. And on the day that she passed on and left us, she was lying there in her bed. I held her hand and I stood silent, searching for the right words to say. And I felt tears in my eyes, and it made me realize that I loved her more than words can say.
Harry Lester.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate you having me. Thanks.
Is he something else or what? Take a few minutes now and get Nathan ready to get up on stage and get Harry called for the tow truck.